Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Pillars of Eternity 2. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're chose to join me today as we explore what was the name of the bridge? The Bridge Ablaze. No, that's not the name of the bridge. Mayhar's Bridge? Mayhair? It has a name, and I forget the name. And at the moment, things are blowing up. Not the ones that we blew up. That's the least of the concerns here that, for everybody who is trapped in this memory, or everybody who was trapped in this memory, because they're not anymore, but they still are. Does that make sense? I don't think that makes sense. Traps? Okay. Up here, we've been over here in the other time. Oh, there's Adra? They have Adra around this bridge? I didn't notice that before. Okay, things are levitating off the ground, which for this to happen, it would imply that this was either being pulled back it would have to be for this to be pulled back. Hiccup, I'm sorry. Then otherwise this would never happen. Maybe with the compression of stone, maybe this would happen. I don't know. Because stone compresses. Iron does too. But anyway, that's Waidwen. Dead. Everybody's still... This is very brusque. So they are still in the same moment. The explosion of the Godhammer bomb has ripped Waidwen's body in half. It happened so quickly that his face has yet to lose the crease of concern he wore a moment ago. In this broken state, he is beyond any help. I think he's beyond any help right now. Did it say that he's beyond help? Yeah, he's beyond help. Yes, he's beyond help either way. So we are gonna go to. We've been at dawn already. Let's go to dusk. As you adjust the sundial, the ambient light shifts around you, and the ground trembles beneath your feet. I am just now realizing that maybe I'm about to die because the bridge might not be here when I arrive. I'm gonna trust in Eothas, really, because this is Eothas's sunshine, sun rays. Oh. Oh no. I am confused about things. This is dusk. Right. We've been here already. Let's go to... Yeah, right. Of course, dusk, noon, yeah. Let's go to dawn. We've been at dawn already, but not from here. No, from here, absolutely. This is how we got to here. So we need to go to dusk in another area. I would wager. Because we've been everywhere well, sorry, not dusk in another area. We need to go to noon in another area. Because we've been to dusk everywhere. We were just at dusk. But also... That's really weird that it's noon, dusk, and whatnot. This... Are we done here? No. This is to noon. Right. I was confusing myself, I think. When I was saying I need to go to dusk in another area. No. We need to go to noon in another area, because we started on dawn, went to noon on the edge of the map. And this is new. The moment off. That's what it should say. Although it isn't what it should say, because I'm turning the dial. Come again? Yeah, this is where we started the thing. The episode. The Bridge Ablaze. Let's see what it is. Locate the missing fragments of Waidwen's soul. So I need to go to dusk over here. Am I really that mistaken? And when I say mistaken, I mean confused. Because I'm not coming to any... Yeah, I'm confused. There it is. Not to any immediate conclusions. Okay, so we also have burning soldiers. And they're very upset with us. On account of them being burning. And I would be upset with everybody if I were burning.
This does not work.
Okay, and we got Ishiza taking some damage. No, this works fantastically. You just don't understand anything. Okay, this is good news. Let's start off with some of this. That's gonna hit you. I doubt it. Let's go with that. Are they immune to lightning? They're not. That's a paralysis over there. Very nice. I might as well just go with it as well. We are not gonna do noon, and you are taking... Or moon... Well, we don't need that. We're definitely not gonna do noon, because I'm pretty sure that's not even a spell. We're gonna do this, and we might need to get... we might need to get you out of there, man. Let's do that. This is a little bit too much. Oh, by the way, somebody told me in the comments, thank you very much, about how to get kills using her attacks. Yeah, basically, it's the... We need to use... It's the idea is this. I just need to look into... I think she killed it. I hope she did. Yeah. Well, that's gonna take a while, but hopefully it's gonna do well. Okay, let's do the circle of protection because we need that a lot. This is bad news. Okay, we're gonna do another paralysis here. Circle of protection. I think the lightning is still working even though he's paralyzed. So let's wait until the circle of protection is done. We're gonna continue doing some damage like this. Come on, Shodi. Come on. Oh my god, she takes forever. Is she wearing heavy armor or something? Seriously, is she really that slow? Minus... No, well, not minus 20%, plus 20% recovery time. Because that's how recovery time works. Yeah, I'm casting that spell. Yeah, it's just taking her sweet time. Okay. Such is life. What can I do? What can I do? I can do good things here. I can try to kill you, for example, with a good shot. And I'm gonna try and bring you down, because I think I can do that just to make you upset. We have fantastic friends. We have this, which is nice, actually. Let's go ahead and do that. You're here. You can gas the dragon. Yes, get a dragon in here. No, they're immune to fire. Oh, which means that also that her spell is irrelevant, because that does fire damage. Let's do accuracy. We need that a lot. And you're taking a lot of damage there. Let's see if I can... Did she did it already? Yes, she did. Let's try and bring Ishiza back from the brink of death. We might also do this. Let's get Penumbra up a little bit. I was trying to remember if her name is Penumbra or Selanumbra. Too many Umbras. Umbra just means shadow, I think. Let's see. Got a little bit of that. We have another one of these this time around. No, no, no. Oh, that's totally fine, I guess. We got them all on our side. Oh, definitely on our side. Okay, this is working well. It is. And they're coming back from their days. One at a time. Not one at a time, unfortunately. A couple of those happen at the same time. Let's wait until this one is back. And then we paralyze them all. Takeo is taking damage there, but we can try to help him out a little bit. Especially now that we paralyzed all these fools. We can shoot that guy from over there. Having range is just so good for a DPS character. And especially for a ranged DPS character. Like, of course. I don't have too many options there that are not fire. These are nice. Oh, yeah. Let's do some of that there.
You were saying?
You don't have that anymore. Okay. We can do this.
Yes.
And then I can do another paralysis. And we're doing very well. I think I'm just gonna let it be. Yeah, the guys now... They don't actually explode. They just disappear. I think. Either that or... We're just creating them too much. Okay. And you can keep that guy over there. No, Takeo is under attack there. That sucks. That sucks. Okay, get Moonwell in there, then. Come on. Okay. He's not immune. Is he immune to something? He's being immune to something. I think it's immune to some of Maya's attacks. Oh, she's dead.
Not happening.
Come back, Ishiza. Did Ishiza come back?
Can't get a clean hit.
She said not happening. Well, I guess it's not happening. It's, you know, it's just how it is. No penetration. I think she isn't doing damage. Yeah, -3. Yeah, she's not doing damage there. That sucks. Let's switch weapons then. -2. Maybe that works a little bit better.
Stand together.
I think she did 7 damage there. She missed. I think. Come on, I'm trying to optimize your things. Yeah, I don't think it matters. Maybe crits.
I got this, Captain.
No, you don't. That's not how that's gonna work. Revive the Fallen. Let's bring you back. Getting She's over here is important because she gets the grief thing. I don't know why she didn't do that. Is that once per rest or something? Or maybe she did that automatically or something. It wouldn't surprise me.
For the wrong annuity.
Okay.
This will not do.
There it is. Do these guys have a lot of... Yeah, they do have a lot of... Yeah, 110 deflection. That's pretty difficult to get through. We have had some spells that would get us through that, I suppose. Flanking helps too. I don't remember... I think this might... Oh, yeah, this might work. See what we can pull off over here.
Need something stronger.
Weakened. Yes, weakened applied. So that's gonna help a little bit. Oh, I was gonna check our... Yeah, that guy went down fast. So, yeah.
Say the word.
It's all a matter of getting some might debuffs, or whatever they're called. The weakened is a constitution debuff, actually, I think. But things like frightened and all that works for lowering deflection. And they stack a lot, and if I were a little bit better at this... If I had a spellcaster, if I had an Aloth with me, I would have, I would be absolutely okay with getting those guys out of commission.
Still got it.
Yeah, you did. You also got your friends, but that's beside the point. Interesting. Did we find that out before? I think we found that out before. That if something is about to explode, it's not gonna explode until it is done exploding, if that makes any sense. And I found... Unstable Soul Essence! Is that what I needed? No, it is not. We're gonna go through here. See? This is a valid justification for you to have sideways brick walls. Not what Dark Souls 2 does. Or 3, actually. Nah, Dark Souls 2 doesn't do it. Or does it? Maybe. Maybe it does. I don't know. It's weird. Because bricks don't work like that. And of course, they're falling. So, yeah, it makes sense. Fragmented from Waidwen in the blast, a splinter of soul essence feverishly clings to a moment in life now forgotten. You dangled your legs over the edge of a dock. In the gloom of pre-dawn, the lake resembled a mirror of polished obsidian. Your father approached with a pair of fishing rods. Back then, he stood as tall as a mountain. He expected you to be ready in the boat by now. What had you so distracted? Father, would the morning still come if Eothas wasn't there to draw it over the horizon? He sighed. A foolish question. Eothas is the dawn. His absence would be the death of all light. You are old enough for this to be obvious. What is truly on your mind? Your father knows you well enough to see through this obvious deflection. Wouldn't life go on without the gods? I'm not sure. I'll choose that because I think it might lead to some paradox here, but we'll see in a little bit. We till the soil and we plant the seeds, but give thanks only to Eothas for the harvest. Yeah, let's go with this one. Let's see what happens. Before you could finish the thought, the fishing rod clattered to the ground and your father struck you hard enough that you pitched forward into the lake. Your mouth opened with a cry that was quickly stifled by the cold water. He bellowed that the gods deserved gratitude, not an ignorant child's faithless doubt. You should thank Eothas for the harvest and the dawn. Pride will only make you complacent. You were never a strong swimmer. By the time you desperately clawed your way back to the surface, your father had rowed out to the middle of the lake to be alone. You never knew that. You knew better than to call out to him and interrupt his fishing. You sat on the shore and awaited his return. When the dawn crested the horizon, you didn't give thanks for the warmth it brought. You wanted to remember the cold. Whoa, this is interesting. He didn't actually learn from that. He became more certain of his conviction, I would say. So the problem with that question over there is that it uses the word like, it uses this expression, you are old enough for this to be obvious. And once you, this is a circular argument. And when you use a circular argument, it's not really a circular argument, that's not what it's called, but the point is, you're defining the dawn as Elthas. You're defining something that is tangible as something that requires, well, for lack of a better word, faith. So it's like you believing in, I don't know, a god or whatever. It's you believing in Elthas. I'm just trying to make it more real-world style. So it's like you believing in whatever god you believe in, and then you say, well, my god is this. It's not just this, but it's also this. Like, for example, this flower. Like, just put it like that. And that's actually an argument that some religions actually use. But my god is this flower, and this flower is real, therefore my god is real. And yes, the flower is only part of the god, but, and yes, part of, the proof of part of something is not proof of the whole something, but at least it's proof of part, and I go on from that. So if you, of course, you can be more or less dogmatic on your argument, but that's the crux of the argument there. He's saying Elthas is the dawn. He's not saying that Elthas is exclusively the dawn, otherwise the Elthas would be a very short-lived god, because it only happens at morning, so it's like a weird thing, but it could be, but it's not. Elthas is a lot more than the dawn. Also, Elthas is not the dawn, so that just adds another layer of complexity to this argument. But the problem is, wouldn't life go on without the gods? Is unrelated to that. That's like, you're not even, you can simplify this to say, wouldn't life go on without Elthas? But then if you are saying that, you're just being an idiot, because that's you asking, wouldn't life go on without the dawn? Which might, hopefully is what he's saying. Hopefully he just wants, I want a world of cold, without sun. The Elthas can exist, I'm fine with it, but the sun, I hate burns. So if that's the case, then this line would work. But I say I hope that's the case, because that means that this line is not weird, that it probably isn't the case. It's probably just that they are trying to. That's what really bothers me at the end of the day. That's what really bothers me about this particular line, is that they are referring again to that maligned line of the gods aren't real, and also, but more importantly and more, I suppose, in a much more real and tangible way, they're referring to the fundamental point of what Iovara fought for, and not just Iovara but other Ingwithans, which was to denounce the origin of the gods, and they just use super they just use super modern ways of modern way of approaching it. And I say modern because it's very much the way historically modern. That's the modern usage of the word there. It's the modern era. Actually, not the historical one, because modern era is from 1500 to 1750, somewhere around there. Depends on the area, depends on the many things. But no, it's just sort of contemporary. That's the word. That's a much better word. It also sounds better. So Iovara used this is in the end of the first game. She used a much more contemporary argumentation to defend her ultimate goal. And while her ultimate goal was simple and straightforward, and more of a question of struggle of who has power over whom, although it's never addressed. They never go for the question of, do the gods have a right over us just because they're better, because they're immortal and big and whatnot, so they're better. Do they have a right to tell us what to do? That's never addressed, but that's beside the point. They used a contemporary argumentation for, or a contemporary style of argumentation, which is much more typical of the contemporary movement of atheism. And the history of atheism is super interesting, because it's not a unified line of, it was never unified all around the world, but certainly is in a straight line from, like, I don't know, the time of the Romans or whatever, or before that or whatnot, up to now. It's seen many different stages, many different groups of types of thinking regarding the gods, and just to say the gods aren't real is very contemporary. And the reason why it is contemporary is because our modern and contemporary understanding of God and gods is a much more magical and less spiritual way of thinking of gods than was, for example, the case in medieval times. Certainly high medieval times, low medieval times that would be later. So high medieval age comes before low medieval age. So certainly the further back you go in history and just sort of the evolution of human society, the more people thought about gods as spiritual existences. Rather than necessarily magical existences. And when I say spiritual and magical, the distinction here needs to be made about what spirituality is and what just supernatural is. So spirituality isn't necessarily, well, you can talk about it anyway. You can talk about spirituality not from a religious standpoint or from a magical standpoint. You can just talk about your own lived experiences as a person. You sort of the way you deal with the cat is still going around. The way you would deal with your own beliefs, because you can have beliefs, that's a separate thing. But the way you deal with those beliefs, whatever those beliefs are, even if you're the most ardent, scientifically minded atheist ever, you still have the way you deal with it, and that's your spirituality. That's your sort of inner peace and or lack thereof, whatever it is. So that's always been very important in religion, and more so when religion is decentralized. When religion begins, well, it's not always like this. What I'm saying here has a lot of caveats in some circumstances, but and especially if you talk about religions that I don't know about, like for example Mesoamerican religions, because I don't know about them very very well. So those are different. Those might go against the grain, but we're not. The point is, you can think of a god as an entity that comes before your beliefs, that you're trying to search for, and just I don't really know if God exists, but I believe, and you go and you do all your religion like that. You can do that. But that's very modern. That's a very recent development of religion in general. And there's a lot of religions that still don't do that. And you can also think of your God as as coming after your belief. And there's a lot of people that do that, especially people who tend to question their religion. But also that happens from people who don't understand their religion very well, paradoxically, actually. But the point is, they wouldn't say the gods are not real, because that's not the point. You don't say the God isn't real. You say your belief is stupid and your God is stupid. And I've rambled about this so many times. Wouldn't life go on without the gods? And this sort of touches it on a whole different manner, because it's about how is your life affected by the gods? And that's the question that comes right after. So it makes it even more jarring that this question is even there. And it comes right before as well. Elthas is the dawn. How is your life affected by the gods? Well, I have the sun. Do you... So it's like... Yes, you can doubt that, but you can't doubt that, because if you're defining Elthas as the dawn, you're doubting the dawn. Because what comes before, Elthas or the dawn? You know what I mean? It's very complicated, and it's not complicated at the same time. It's just that it's weird. I don't know. I don't understand why they wrote things like this. I mean, I can only understand this as the product of people who are they have a superficial approach to religiosity and to gods in general, which is super easy to do. It's super easy to do. It's like, it's super easy because history, if you learn history, you don't focus on this sort of societal thinking and whatnot. You just think of, you get to things like saying that the Roman gods were the same as the Greek gods. That's like saying, what's the name of the god? Yahweh? Yeah, that's like saying Yahweh is the same as, what's the other one? Or one of the other ones, I'm trying to think. Allah. That's right. Okay. So it's like saying Yahweh is the same as Allah, and saying Christians are the same as Muslims. They just, had different names for the same thing. Well, actually, that is more true for Christians and Muslims than it is for Romans and Greeks or Hellenics. It's even weirder because it is more true for Christians and Muslims and Jews and all the Abrahamic religions. It's also not true because that's not what religion is. It doesn't matter where the God comes from, and that sort of points to the other treatment of Elthas, or not actually. Not necessarily Elthas. Gon as well. Gon is not only for the Deadfire; it was also worshipped in the Deerwood. But certainly Ondra and the names that canonically Ondra is called in the Deadfire. They're different gods in the functional essence of what a god is. And yes, they can have the same origin, but it doesn't matter. The functional essence of what a god is, which is an object of worship. Well, not only that. It's complicated as well. Because human society is so vast and different, and everything is different, and there's so many caveats all the time. But no, the Romans weren't the same as the Greek. Because they had different worship styles, they have different beliefs about the gods. Their gods said actually different things, and even though they had a pantheon that was relatively similar, and there's a lot of parallels, it doesn't mean that they were the same. And I ramble about this. I'm sorry.
What did you see in there anyway?
A look of genuine curiosity comes over Adair's face as he levels his gaze to meet yours. Well, Waidwen, this is also, by the way, never mind the ramble. I mean, if you enjoy the ramble, thank you. If not, I'm sorry, again. But never mind the ramble. This is an interesting revelation, because it shows Waidwen, anyway, as not as a devout Elthasian, but rather as a doubter. And a doubter in all the wrong ways, but I'm not going to get into that again. Waidwen and his father had some turbulent disagreements over faith.
Strange thing to think of right before you get blown to pieces, don't you think?
That's a good point. I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that being right before Waidwen was blown to pieces, although I'm pretty sure Waidwen didn't think very much while Elthas was in control. I do believe we are done with the things, yeah. Perhaps I can use this to gather the pieces. No, I found a fragment. I'm gonna look for the other pieces because I am a little bit lost, and I don't know. I don't know if I missed anything, but I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use the off-camera time that I'm about to have to go and look for the pieces. But for right now, so we're out of time. So thank you so much for joining me. I am very sorry I chanted. Very sorry I ranted about that subject again. But it's just a different perspective. And at the same time, it's same old, same old. So if you know what I'm talking about, then you're like, yes, I know, Colonel, shut up. And if you don't, you maybe don't remember my previous rants, then I guess that was the rant. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope I'll see you next episode. Hopefully I won't rant. I promise you I won't. I promise you I won't. Not about that one, anyway. Bye.